Strike up.
Hi, this is James Devine with the Music Ed Podcast. Hey, I'd love to send you my free training, 7 tips to save 5 hours this week and every week. If you'd like to receive that, send me an email at jamesthedivine@gmail.com. Also, if your music event needs professional development or speaker, get in touch with me. I'd love to help out. Enjoy the podcast.
Where you get quick and easy tips on how to be a better band teacher.
Hey, this is James Devine with tips 16 through 20 for new directors. Number 16, don't get defensive. When a mentor, a colleague, a principal comes in and gives you some advice, thank them. It's so easy to take it personally. I think it's because we're so gifted in the EQ, emotional quotient, as musicians and music teachers, that we tend to take even professional development advice and encouragement, we tend to take it too personally. So thank them. It doesn't mean that you have to incorporate every single piece of advice. When I have a guest come into my classroom, and I still do this even though I've been teaching 24 years, I will make a list and things they tell me or things that I observe, and I might come up with 20 things, and maybe I incorporate 8 of them because some of them aren't going to fit me at the time, or it won't fit where we're at in the development of the school and the program. And so just don't get defensive about it. Number 17, keep rehearsals moving. Most discipline problems happen during lag times when you're not sure what the next thing you're going to be doing is. This is why a rehearsal plan is so important. Keep the pace up. Know what's coming next. Post it on the board so the students can do it. Now, I teach middle school right now, and I've had to remind them often that I put the stuff up on the board for them, not for me. This past year after COVID, it seemed like it was especially crazy with students saying, "Oh, I can't find that song." Okay, it's been posted there since class started 30 minutes ago. Why didn't you discover it then that you were missing it? I had a clinician come to help me out one time when I was early in my career, and he had come from a program that was in a different stage of development. We were doing block schedule, 90-minute classes at that point. He spent 80 minutes on the first 2 measures. This was not good pacing. The students hated it. I felt like my money was wasted. I didn't learn anything. I think what he did is to be honest, I think he was new at being a clinician. So he came and it didn't work out like it was in his program that he had developed over 25 years. And so he was becoming frustrated also. But keep the rehearsals moving. Number 18, join and go to state and regional conferences. Don't just go to certain sessions because your friends are going to them. Go to sessions where you are weak, when it's something that you need to learn to develop in your arsenal of pedagogy. Go to sessions where you think you are strong, because you might pick up another tip or two to take you to the next level. And this is the one most important. Go to sessions that are outside your box or outside your wheelhouse. I often go to choir sessions, even though I don't teach choir. I often go to listen to their performances. I might go to a general music session occasionally to kind of see what they're incorporating and what they're doing. And if I pick up one tip in the 45-minute session, then it has been worth it. Number 19, save all positive notes and emails that you get. Put them in a file in your email folder, or in a file in your cabinet if it's a note. Because sometimes you're going to want to pull these up when you're having a hard day and trying to remember, why are we in this field? Now, negative ones, read them with an open mind. Change whatever you need to if needed. Sometimes a parent will just send an email out of their frustration as a parent. So you have to realize that. I'll give you an example. This wasn't a note, but it was something that affected the parent. I used to be in charge of running a solo and ensemble festival, and we were in a newer building that for some reason didn't show up on Google searches and the maps and whatever people were using to find our location. It brought them to the old building. And so a couple of years in a row, parents would come in almost like literally screaming at me, not from my school, but other schools who were participating in this. And I took it personally. I didn't say anything because I've learned a long time ago to hold my thoughts hold my tongue if I wanted to say something bad. But what I realized after about 2 years of that, I realized that they were frustrated. And yes, I had no control over how Google found our place, but they were frustrated because they were coming in late or thinking they were late for their kid's performance. So if I could say to them, hey, take a breath, there's the warm-up room, your kid is going to get to perform, tell them to come find me when you're ready, and we're going to sneak you into the room even though you're late. That's what they really wanted. That fixed the problem for them. They weren't mad at me, even though that was their first expression of why did you not have the right directions? And I did. I had directions, and the instruction sheets that went out to all the participating directors actually said, do not rely on Google Maps. But that didn't matter. The parents were upset because they thought their students were going to be late or not get to perform. So once I was able to see that was the problem, then that helped. Now for these negative emails, once I've incorporated it and read them with an open mind, I delete them. I don't save those in any kind of file. And number 20, get to know your students. This is probably the most important of all the 20 tips we've talked about. Not just them musically, but their lives. What do they do on the weekends? Are they in Boy Scouts? Do they go to church? What are they in karate? What sports are they in? Their hopes, their dreams, their desires, their family situation, their pets. These students are not just your pawn that are part of the band program. They have lives outside of band. You get to be an important part of their lives, but you are not the only part of their life. Hey, I'd love to send you my book, The Saxophone Diaries, Stories and Tips from My 30 Years in the Music Business, for free. Just send me an email at jamesthedivine@gmail.com, and I will send you a link to that book. I hope that these tips have been helpful, and we'll see you soon for another podcast.
The Music Ed Podcast, where you get quick and easy tips for how to be a better band teacher.